Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm Summary. Today, I am going to tell you about a man who went back 10 years for a girl. The story begins with focusing. The protagonist of this anime had the name Kyoya Hashiba. He was suffering from extreme regret and depression. He got fired from his job and was left with no choice but to move back home with his parents, even after he tried so hard and got so far in the end. It didn't even matter. He definitely regrets his decision to not go to an arts college in the first place. It feels as if he's wasted the past 10 years of his life. One night, he reads another rejection email. The man comes across a woman staring at a river. He jumps off the bus, thinking she's going to commit suicide, but she was just adjusting her heels. Anyway, thanks to this quirky interaction. Kill you in the face of a new job. As an intern, the lady turns out to be a businesswoman who is overseeing the Platinum project for a video game corporation called Success Soft. He's once again determined to work hard and rebuild a career from scratch, especially since he's finally getting involved with work that has something to do with art. However, the Platinum project is suddenly frozen. And so Kelly has been laid off yet again, and Guy starts feeling like an absolute failure. As he once again lays down on his bed, the thing about darkness is that, once your eyes adjust to the dark, it becomes very difficult to see the light. That's what it was like for him to kill you. He realizes that he's been leaving like a hamster on a wheel while others have stayed. His age has already succeeded stupendously when it comes to creating things, especially the trio of the Platinum generation. If only he had been bolder. If he'd only had the courage to attend an arts college instead of a regular one, maybe his life would have turned out differently, and maybe, just maybe, as this midnight musing reaches its boiling point, the man falls asleep, or should I say passes out. From the constant exhaustion life has put him through, and he's woken up by his little sister. The man is instantly surprised when he sees her in a school uniform, but after checking the stuff in his room and the calendar, he comes to the shocking realization that he was warped 10 years into the past. Levi Tesla's Duncan marks the year 2009 in his calendar so that he can buy just the right amount of Bitcoin. It's not a joke when it launches. Instead of killing, Yu is just happy to be able to relive his college years. Only this time, he'll choose an arts college from the get-go. He gets admitted to the Inaka University of Art, and he moves into a shared house near his university, but suddenly ends up falling asleep. When he wakes up, there is a blue-haired cutie lying right next to him. The other two residents witness them in a not-so-innocent position, which will kill you as a college student. It all started with a miscommunication. Anyway, it looks like his housemates are all quite friendly and nice. There's not a single aspiring actor. Then there's the UK scriptwriter and the cutie who fell asleep next to the killer. Later they will go to the welcome party and, surprisingly enough, the businesswoman who hired him as an intern also cooks. Hasegawa is also a student. They'll sit and listen to Professor Misaki Kano's speech, in which she basically tells them how screwed they are now that they've chosen art school. You can feel her words, but he's silent as he recognizes the Platinum generation trio, whom he envied as an adult. Might also have been in the same hall as him, but lucky for him, the three who are currently living together with him turn out to be the trio of the Platinum generation, who will go on to make great strides in the entertainment industry. Especially Aki, who knows whose heart he possessed. The students are all given an assignment by Professor Kano. When they sit down to talk about what they'll be doing for this short film Kyoya shares, they basically have to create a 3-minute short film under these circumstances. Everyone agrees with his assessment of the train station as the ideal location for their film. But Yuki sort of asks him to leave for a moment. It looks like Julia had the exact same idea as Soda. Yuki was the first to say it out loud. It's nothing serious. So do you keep feeling as if someone has taken a peek inside his mind, and do you want to talk to your buddy about it? In the end, he tells Kyoya that it may indeed be just pure coincidence. Well, it's not like Kyoya came from the future, because that makes no sense. So they start working on this idea while their arms are still motionless. It's the process of creating the film. They're recruited by the Fine Arts Study Club. Gioia wonders. Kyoya goes to their professor and reviews the script to see if it's really a good idea to join a club when they're already preoccupied with the film, but Aki and Anako don't seem to mind. She tells him that it needs to be more audience-focused, and so he says, "Kai, get back on the grind of further refining the script together." Finally, it's the day of shooting, but what is a film shoot without some trouble, right? When they're ready to get things moving, Aki realizes that the camera they borrowed is a standard one. They need a video camera to show that he is the one who messed up and is now apologizing. But I'm not really mad at them. In fact, Aki states that it can't be helped, but those words send Kelly's head into the clouds. The very same words are the reason he amounted to nothing in the future. It's the same excuse that can be repeated countless times, and so right then and there, upon Kyoya's guidance, the crew begins to improvise and adapt to the tools that they had. That's right. Instead of recording video, they just captured still shots at the station, and Julia then used his editing experience to create a commendable film from those screenshots. The day finally came, and their film was screened in front of the audience. However, they were unable to take first place. Instead, Aiko and Hirsi took first place to make things more interesting. Aiko is Professor Kono's younger sister, and way back to our gang, they come in third place, and the frustration is real. So are you Kai, who yells at the top of his lungs and states that he wishes they had managed to finish the film? Because they aren't. The other to share the same sentiment? They were frustrated, but they were still quite impressed with what they had managed to produce in the end. Nautica and murder. Yo, go to karaoke. She tells him about her singing background and also about her insecurity when it comes to singing in front of others. She requests that he listen to her songs because they were written specifically to kill him. No kissings kill you feels move, but also gets the idea to sneakily record her song so that it can later be uploaded online. In the following days, the gang parties around with the Fine Arts Club to celebrate their achievement when Kyoya and Ki are on their way back to the share house. She stops and talks about his curious eyes and how they always seemed so glittery, but compared to him, she feels kind of dejected, they just don't have the same shine. She wonders if she should put art there, but Joya instantly recalls her heart and how it inspired him in the future. And so he just tells it as it is. He tells her that she can't stop being an artist and that he loves her art, and so hearing him say that is very moving. She also states that she'll do her best. And next up, we have the much anticipated bitchy episode. This is where you realize just how much this anime is carried by. What happens is that the gang goes to camp for their summer break assignment. The idea is to film a movie there with Aiko and the Fine Arts Club. It definitely gets quite hot out there. Some are even completed. C isn't immune to the overwhelming impact of a beach episode. In any case, it wants the film taken care of. And Cody is working on one of his many part-time jobs together with Aiko. He encounters an interesting individual named Kaiko. She appears to be a child, but she is actually their plus-sized senior plus. She is also the leader of a well-known doujin circle called Hallucigenia Soft. Once again, the films are screened, but this time the gang dominates the competition, and they're awarded first place. Despite Nanako's previous comments about how she'll sway the scene with her acting prowess, the professor states unequivocally. They did not come in first because of her. It was because of the overall approach and the technical aspects of the film later that the gang and the Fine Arts Club changed their minds. Celebrate once more, this time at the karaoke club. Now, even though Nanako hasn't fully recovered from this comment, I persist in asking her to sing. When Monica wavers, Aiko goes on the offensive. She starts criticizing her lukewarm approach when it comes to acting. She's very careful with her words, not a single girl is hurt, and she finally walks out. Obviously, I go and start feeling bad, and she talks about killing you about it as they discuss how she can reconcile with Nanako. Later, she won't kill using the Fine Arts Club room, but a senior from before named Kaiko strolls into the room and tries to recruit Kyoya for her gaming corporation. Julia thinks about it for a minute, but then decides his current life with A is more important. Let's try it again tonight while Nanako is still in her room. Still dejected, Julia plays that recording of her song. It was well edited, and so I'll kill you, but it declares that this is the potential. Her voice has Nautica starts feeling a little bit more courageous, and then the festival begins with Maid Cafe as its theme because, of course, the Fine Arts Club also does the same thing together with them. A couple of days go by and kill you. Finally, I get some time to walk around the festival with Aki. They stroll around, eat stuff at activities, and then visit an art gallery. Exhibit Aki's. Looking at a painting with great interest. Kelly also takes a look, but he falls asleep. The moment he sees the artist's name. When he wakes up, he finds himself on Aki's lap. The atmosphere is ideal for a kiss, and they are about to have one when they are interrupted by an annoying call.